What's going on, everybody? Real quick before we get started, quick correction. When I did the VSTEM Sorrento video, I did the short interest by calculating the market cap and then multiplied that times the short interest, which is the, so you take this right here, and I made a mistake and did the wrong line because I'm moving too fast sometimes and it just becomes a problem. But you can see right here, I did this line, and then of course you multiply it that, so that'd be 0.288, when in fact it should have been this line, which is the shares outstanding, multiplied by that. Just a basic mistake, looked at the wrong line. Forgive me for that, but I wanted to correct it here in this video. I'm Susu, thanks for showing up. Had to get that out of the way. Who was it who pointed that out to me? Beyond a Pale Horse, this gentleman right here, why does he only have 45 followers? He should have 50. I love the fact he called me Thanos. Look what he says. Thanos. As a heads up, I know he probably meant to say something else, but he said Thanos. As a heads up, you referred to Veristem's market cap rather than OS when determining short interest, so the figure's off. Should be about 19 million. He's right. All right. So anyways, looking at this, I want to talk about real quick Bitcoin and some of the cryptocurrencies, and the reason why is, and this one might get a bit long, we might go 15 minutes on this one, but we have to, okay? The reason why is because there's a lot of people are wondering, is it going to keep moving? Well, first of all, one of the reasons it's moving now is because Facebook is about to release its own cryptocurrency, which of course validates that. That validates it in a major way. And when you have that kind of validation, I'm not sure if it's in my news right here on Facebook, but look at Facebook right here. Boom. Facebook's expected crypto, a pivotal catalyst. So right here, this from Jim Cramer, said on Monday that Facebook reported plans for a cryptocurrency are a reason for investors to back the social media stock. If the coin launch goes ahead as expected in the near future, it could lead Facebook stock to take out its high, Cramer said on Squawk on the Street. Last week, the Wall Street Journal reported that Uber, PayPal, Visa, and MasterCard have signed up to support Facebook's crypto effort, known internally as Project Libra. And as you can see, Facebook is no joke, rising the fuck up. I mean, what were options on this thing? I tried to play options today, and I didn't like the price movement because it was moving a bit, and I didn't even know this about its crypto, but I mean, look at that. Look at the calls, dude, up 2,935%. That's what a lot of people who are traders, they don't know that. Regular people, the small people, they don't understand there's shit moving 1,000% all the time, but it's within the options market. So let's talk about this real quick. I want to talk about this crypto because a lot of people look at crypto, they say, why and how does it have its value? Well, if you look at Bitcoin in general, let's look at specifically at Bitcoin. The reason why Bitcoin has a finite amount, right? It's like 22 million is all it could have. I mean, there might be 21 something million, right? And the reason why that's important, because that immediately says there's a finite amount that there can ever be, which means it is a rare resource, right? And in addition to that, there's so many that have been lost. Matter of fact, let's find out. Let's just do a basic search. How many Bitcoin are lost forever? How many Bitcoin are lost forever? How many Bitcoin are lost forever? Last forever. Look at this stupid. See, I'm so used to Siri. How many Bitcoin are lost forever? The reason why that's important to know, because we should actually have 4 million Bitcoin are lost forever. So if you have theoretically 17 million Bitcoins are out there already, but almost a quarter are gone forever. Consider if that was the gold supply. If you had a finite amount of gold, which of course people say there is, right, because the universe only created so much, and then this gold actually had, majority of it had been found, and there was only a certain amount left, but whatever was left was going to be unbelievably hard to get, like many miles in the earth, much like it will be very hard to mine, you know, the last Bitcoin. The last Bitcoins, the last few million Bitcoins will be very difficult. Supercomputers will be running for weeks and months, and the very last Bitcoin, it's suspected that it will require, let's see how much energy it will, how much energy will it take to mine the last Bitcoin? Let's see. So, let's see. How much will the last mined Bitcoin be worth? Let's see. Bitcoin's algorithmically induced scarcity has already generated skyrocketing prices for the cryptocurrency, but the biggest spike in price may be reserved for the last Bitcoin ever. And that is what is playing on the mind of tech mogul John McAfee. Thousands of miners spending, in some cases, millions of dollars each to find it, the last Bitcoin. Can the value be less than the effort? The value would have to be hundreds of millions, he wondered in a tweet. Now, hold on now. Hold on. Listen what he says right there. There he is. There are less than 4 million Bitcoin left to mine. What do you think the value of the last Bitcoin? Listen, can the value be less than the effort? Now, this is something that blows people's mind. A lot of people say, well, when oil goes up, it costs more money, right? Fuel, it costs more money and energy to mine the Bitcoin. So shouldn't the Bitcoin lose value considering the cost of getting it is, imagine that. It's costing more to get it, right? So shouldn't it be less likely that people would want to do it? But isn't it funny that every time oil rises, so does Bitcoin? Oil and Bitcoin literally hit bottoms together, okay? Then both of them had rises together. I had actually saved some articles, and I don't know if I still have any of them now, but I had actually saved articles. Let's see. Let's just see if I have any of it. No, I don't, of course. But yeah, there was so many articles that were out there, and it all had to do with, let's see if there's anything here. There might be. No, there's not. But the reason why I wanted to point that out is because it's unbelievable how oil hits highest supply. Oh, actually, here it is. Look right here. Okay. Hold on. We're just going to pull it up right here. Oil hits 2019 highest supply squeeze looms. April 1st, 2019. You can see the article I'm looking at. Okay. Tuesday hit their high. Oil prices on Tuesday hit their highest level so far in 2019. That was back on April 1st. Now, one of the things we can do is we can actually pull up and see Bitcoin chart. Bitcoin 2019 chart. You can just pull that up. Why is it taking so long? I have no idea, but we're going to pull that up. And the reason why we want to look at that because we want to see, is it correlated with the actual chart? Let's see. Bitcoin 2019 chart. We're using Bitcoin, and I understand there's so many cryptocurrencies, but we want to use a Bitcoin 2019 chart. Okay, the reason why we want to see that, oh, something's up here. Something is up here. The reason why we want to see that, because I want you to see how on April 1st, 2019, Bitcoin went up. Bitcoin price chart. I wonder why it's doing that. I wonder why it's doing Bitcoin 2019 price chart. Why it's not loading. I wonder what's going on. I was just looking up a million things. So let's see images. Let's see if we can find an image of the 2019 price chart. Okay. There it is. Let's see. That's the 1 day. No, we don't want that. Let's do we want the whole price chart for 2019. Let's go right here. Boom. Okay. Let's pull that up. Boom, 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 boom. Let's pull up, zoom in there. And look at that. Okay. Look at April. Boom. Look at that fucking shit. How crazy is that? April. Look at it. April 1st. Remember what I told you? I told you April 1st, and I did not know this. I swear to God, I did not know I was about to pull up a chart and actually see this. I had no fucking clue. Which kind of blows my mind right now. Uh-oh. I was going to say, my wife loves to call and ruin my videos, but the crazy thing about it is, look at the explosion. Like, it's like literally, they're like, these are oil squeeze April 1st. Look at Bitcoin's price. Now, why? Because can the value be less than the effort? How many barrels of oil does it take to mine a single Bitcoin? I have no idea. Let's find out. How many barrels of oil does it take to mine a Bitcoin? Now, you just saw that chart was crazy. Like, when that hit me, I was like, holy crap. How many Bitcoin? Or how many barrels of oil? Let's do that. How many barrels of oil? Oh, to mine a Bitcoin. Because the searches I'm already doing, so it must be. Index provides the latest estimate. It's an analyzed estimate. Global mining cost $3,300,000,000. Holy shit! This is unbelievable. It's costing look at this. So Bitcoin energy consumption index chart. Oh my God! Look at that. Price to chart. So you're doing terawatts. Oh my God! Look at the terawatts per hour. It increases dramatically. Minimum. I mean, it's just over time. Is Bitcoin's current estimated annual electricity consumption 66.73. Annual global mining revenues $6,825,053,650. Current cost percentage 48.88. Let's see, implied. I want to see the actual Bitcoin. How many barrels are needed to mine one Bitcoin? This is from 2017, but we can go with this for a minute. The Bitcoin boom is well and truly underway, and the investors are constantly looking for new ways to gain an advantage. In this space, the best way to do this, it seems, is by cutting the energy costs of mining this precious commodity. The Bitcoin mining industry consumes 22.5 terawatt hours. We just saw it 66.7. 66.7. It's up 200%. We just saw it in the last thing. Okay, which amounts to 13,239,916 barrels of oil equivalent, with 12.5 Bitcoins being mined every 10 minutes. That means the average energy cost of one Bitcoin would equate to 20 barrels of oil equivalent. Multiply it times 3 to get you the 200% increase, which we just saw at 66.7 terawatt hours now. So that's times 3. That would be 60 barrels of oil equivalent. Why would you say that? Because every year Bitcoin becomes more difficult to mine. Now they're having like forks, and now they're having basically it's going to be even more difficult, because now they're going to give you like less. Basically, as it becomes more difficult, it takes the computers more computing power to mine, to break. I mean, you got to consider it's doing just breaking these hashes. I mean, there's so many calculations that have to be done, and they have computers just running all day long. In fact, did you know some oil companies who are like gas fields actually have Bitcoin mining like in trailers, like truck trailers, just sitting there in the fields? Matter of fact, let's see if we can find that. And the reason why I want to say that is because it just goes to show you they're taking like the spillover gas like they would normally burn or waste, and they're just sending it to the field to mine Bitcoin. Watch this. Oil fields mining, we'll do gas fields. I believe it's like a gas fields mining Bitcoin on site. Let's see. On site. Let's see. Bitcoin in the wilderness. A Bitcoin mining in container. Alberta oil field makes use of the sites. Look at this fucking shit, dude. This is from the Wall Street Journal. Bitcoin in the wilderness. On a Canadian oil field, natural gas with nowhere to go powers a Bitcoin mining operation. A shipping container in a remote corner of a Canadian oil field is churning out an unlikely byproduct, Bitcoin. Inside the container, high-powered computers generating new units of the cryptocurrency run with hardly any human supervision. They just need power, lots of it. In what seems a perfect marriage of supply and demand, the power is coming from natural gas with nowhere to go. Natural gas has become nearly free in parts of North America, making it appealing to the mining of Bitcoin, which also has lost value. Now, see what I'm saying? You're seeing the connection there. Who wants Bitcoin to be valuable? They want Bitcoin to be valuable. The oil and gas, the energy industry wants Bitcoin to be valuable. Why? Because it's 66 terawatt hours of energy. If you consider that for a minute, taking 60 barrels of oil to essentially mine one Bitcoin, who wants Bitcoin to succeed? One of the largest industries on earth want it to succeed, and they will manipulate it. But personally, I believe they'll manipulate it themselves. Like, you don't even know who these whales are, these guys buying massive amounts. It's probably them. I would be. If I was in the oil and, in the energy industry, I wanted to make something super valuable so people would pursue it even harder and use more energy to get it, and all of cryptocurrency grow, I would literally manipulate the markets myself. And I know they're doing it. I don't care what anyone says, they're doing it. In addition to that, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say who else wants it. Processing companies, chip companies, right? NVIDIA wants Bitcoin to be 25,000 a Bitcoin. Why? Because NVIDIA was worth 2 times the amount of money it was. It was trading at $290 a share when Bitcoin was absolutely effing booming. So why would Bitcoin be important to NVIDIA? Because NVIDIA was the richest and most powerful it had ever been when Bitcoin was the most valuable and most powerful it had ever been. Consider that. Consider how much reliance other industries have on cryptocurrency. Consider the value that it creates for these industries. Consider that these industries have so much cash on hand to make sure this shit goes their way at the very same time that they're being affected by all other angles of commerce and regulation and changes in people's practices. People want to go to EV, electric vehicles. They want to use solar. They don't want to use fossil fuels anymore. So as the fossil fuel industry knows, one way they can guarantee they can get some of that energy consumption replaced is through Bitcoin with 66 terawatt hours at 13 million barrels, last year, or forgive me, 2017. Now it would be times 3. Hey Siri, what's 13.5 times 3?
13.5 times 3 is 40.5.
So 40.5 million barrels of oil is what it's going to take today with the difficulty it is to mine Bitcoin. That's how many barrels of oil. Hey Siri, how many barrels of oil does the US use every single day?
Okay, I found this on the web for how many barrels of oil does the US use every single day. Check it out.
So now we're going to take a look. So what does it say? In 2018, the United States consumed an average of about 20.5 million barrels of petroleum per day. Bitcoin uses all of the oil that the US uses for 2 full days. You might laugh at that and be like, the US, the largest economy on earth, all of the oil, and Bitcoin uses it for 2 full days, the same amount as the whole US. Go say that to an oil company. My God, that would be like the use of like entire country's whole annual use, and still it would be more than what they'd use. I guarantee there's a lot of countries that don't even use what Bitcoin needs, the 40.5 million barrels. And that's an estimate. It could be more than that. We just don't know. That's simply to mine them. Who knows what else might go into this that we're just not familiar with. The shipping of chips, literal chips, like all the commerce that comes with it, all the energy cost of the building itself being cooled, not even the computers just running, but literally the buildings being cooled. Some Bitcoin mining operations are built in ice, like in like Norway and shit. Like they're building them in the ice because it's so hot. It's literally heating the area up so much, it's best to just put it in the effing ice so that the thing could get cooled down. And that's what blows my mind, is that people just don't look into these questions to see why something could be valuable. More than just because someone said it's valuable. Consider all of that and how necessary it is for them to hang on to the value of that and want it to increase. How we saw the squeeze in oil prices literally led to a massive squeeze in the price of Bitcoin. In addition, just the other day, oil, boom, bounced up. Oil bounced up like 3 days ago because of all this shit going on with Iran and the oil tankers exploding. Look at Bitcoin's price in the last few days and you'll see, just look at the the grayscale Bitcoin. Look at this right here. This like correlated to it a bit. Let's see if we can find it here. GB. Come on. I thought I had it. I thought it was right down here. Maybe I don't have it. I might not have it, and I thought I did. Oh no, it's right here. All right, so look at this. Just because this is somewhat correlated to the price of Bitcoin. Look at that. Look at that. This is the last few days. Okay, it is literally up $2. It was up almost $2.50 from 5 days ago. Why? Because the issues with Iran and oil. Look at this. Oil prices spike. Oil prices. Let's see. Oil prices spike. Spike due to Iran. Due to Iran conflict. Okay, watch this. Here's how see right here. Here's oil at 100. Experts predict where crude oil could go if an Iran conflict breaks out. A top military aide to Iran's supreme leader warned over the weekend that the first bullet fired in the Persian Gulf will push oil prices above $100. What do you think is going to happen to Bitcoin when we've already seen how when oil prices squeeze up, Bitcoin squeezes up? Do not be shocked if you see Bitcoin 20,000 this year again. You may see it, because if there's going to be all these problems with Iran and you're going to have all these issues with oil and all, it's going to happen. I'm telling you, just watch what's going to happen. They are so correlated, it's unbelievable. And a lot of people think that when oil prices go up, that's bad for Bitcoin. No, it's exactly what that guy said. Can it be less valuable than the effort? The effort, the cost of mining it, the people cost, the computer cost, the chip cost, the energy cost, all the cost, can it be less valuable than the effort? I do not believe so. And by the way, I never got to it, but some people have estimated that the final Bitcoin will require almost all of the energy like we produce on Earth today, almost all the energy required for the entire planet. It would take like all the energy of a day to mine the last Bitcoin. Now, maybe it's been a little bit, inflated, but they said it would be unbelievable how much energy would be required to mine the last one, because the hashes, to just mine those hashes, it was just so many computations and calculations will be made. You will need supercomputers just fucking working night and day for a very long time to mine that last one. And they say the amount of energy it would consume may require all the energy on Earth. Is that true? I have no idea. I don't think any of us can estimate truly what that would be. But so all of that together has been my view on Bitcoin for quite a while. I actually did a video on Facebook, and I said why Bitcoin is not dead. This is mid 2018 when it was at like $4,000 per Bitcoin, maybe $5. And I was like, guys, watch what happens. This bitch is coming back. And boom, it did. I wish I could actually pull it up. You know what? I'm just gonna real quick. We'll just pull it here. I just want to see. Oh, there's my family. Let's see. I have a page. I actually have a page, and I remember I put it on my Broken Duck page, and I don't know if we're gonna find it. So I don't want to look too long. But I can talk to you while we look. But the point of doing it was to say the same thing in terms of about why we should not just assume for 1 second that Bitcoin's dead. Because what happens is people tend to believe that stuff is dead because it's doing bad. Well, if that's the case, then almost everything has been dead. Everything will be dead because things will always do bad. And I just feel like it's very sad to think. It looks like what date is this? We're all the way back in August. I don't know. I guess I'm wrong. I guess it wasn't on here. Maybe it was just on my regular page. It may have just been on my regular page and not my Broken Duck page. But anyways, I tried to show you guys. I feel like with the information I gave you, a lot of it is really just looking at the world economy, how things work, the relationship in the macro environment to Bitcoin, energy environment to Bitcoin, why people want it to succeed, not regular people, but massive amounts of wealth concentrated in certain industries, and why those industries would want Bitcoin to be unbelievably successful, and why it wouldn't take much for them to make sure that happens, and why if they made sure that happens, it could make them much more wealthy as a result of the way Bitcoin benefits their industries. So I know this one was a bit long, but hopefully some of the information I got here will hit home and make you realize, damn, he might actually be right. There may be a very tight correlation here that proves that Bitcoin's about to boom, so long as this condensing of the supply, just keep cutting that supply chain down. With all this conflict with Iran and other places throughout the world, if they cut that supply and they get the per barrel price of oil to rise, you may actually see Bitcoin go with it, and it could obviously double. You could see 20,000 again this year. So that's my prediction. I don't know what that's going to be. I don't know if I'm going to be right, but we'll see. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Please share it. Please like. Please subscribe. Show love. Comment. Tell me what you think. Tell your boy how he's doing. And as usual, thanks for showing up so I could show out. Peace.
Broken Duck.